Hi, hello, vanakkam to everybody who is watching us live on BringAgain group and Alston's group. It's an honor for me to welcome you all for yet another episode of Apps We Use by Venki and Sam. So today we
Hello,
have
Venky.
Sam. It's exciting to see you in one more
Yes,
event.
me too.
Of late, the time does not suit you, and I've been missing you on these live events, and so good to see you. Uh, you know. Um, in the live session. Uh, so so today we are going to talk to Luke Grimstrup, founder of Enform. Enform, I mean, is an amazing tool. I tried it out a couple of weeks back and really found it very interesting. Particularly when it comes to giving updates to the technology. I mean, about your product or project, etc. Particularly based on OKR and all those. So I've been thoroughly enjoying. So I reached out to Luke and asked him if you could do a live walkthrough of the application, because a lot of people still don't seem to understand the capability of this application as much as as I understood. And Luke was kind enough to present himself for a live demo. I'll bring Luke on stage now.
Oh,
I
great.
Hi,
welcome Luke.
Welcome, Luke.
thanks. Good
Okay.
to be here.
Yeah, okay. So Luke, thanks for accepting our invitation and being here on live. We are live on two Facebook groups, Bring Again and Alston's group. And there has been a lot of project management tools that we have seen in the past few years, and people have a certain liking for certain things, etc. And it's already a very crowded market, and you have come out with yet another tool. So yes, there are some amazing features which I really like, but for somebody to adopt this along with other project management tool, there must be a really compelling reason. While I was trying to see, yes, I did see certain reasons, particularly with respect to the OKR and all those, because I come from a HR background and I was able to really understand it as to what you're trying to do. But then it's not probably very easy for everybody to understand. And I think
That
during the
would be
course
me.
of your demo, yeah, like Sam, okay, during the course of the demo, let's try to address that as well. But before
Yeah.
we get on to that, Luke, I mean, where are you from and where is the team based in?
Yeah, so I'm based in Melbourne, Australia.
Okay.
The team at the moment is just me. So I'm a solopreneur trying to get this Inform.io off the ground.
Okay.
It's been fantastic to have launched a couple of months ago now.
Okay.
And we've got the first set of customers on board. And so, it's very early days, and groups like these have been extremely supportive in adopting the product and also giving mountains of feedback along the way as well. So it's been an awesome ride.
Fantastic. So, I mean, you are a solopreneur. So, probably I want to put you in a corner even right in the beginning itself. So, how committed are you to this product? Because sometimes, if it is just one individual, after some time, you may lose interest on this. So, how committed are you, I mean, to this project? And why is it so important for you?
Yeah, great question. So I've been using Inform.io during my day-to-day role as a product manager at Message Media, so another Australian-based company.
Okay.
And what started off as something that I would run on a weekly basis to just give me a sense of what was happening um, across an engineering team of 100 developers has now morphed into a full-fledged product
Okay.
that's ready to be launched and ready to be taken to market. And it's great to see that it's not just um, similar organizations and similar people in that product space adopting it.
True.
A lot of the early adopters have been those with their own agencies, where client communications is really important, right? So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
you take something like Inform.io, which sits on top of your project management solution. It can summarize everything that's happened in a given week And then you can go in and you can add the commentary and send that out to the client as well to say, here's how things are tracking. In the space of 10 to 15 minutes, all of a sudden the clients are feeling much more informed.
Okay.
From there, you may or may not need to have a status update meeting or deal with as many ad hoc calls from clients demanding updates on where things at and how are things tracking.
Fantastic. In fact, in my beginning stages of my career, my manager used to say, all project related issues happen because of communication, either the lack of it or too much of it. So
That's right.
I think, that is what Inform tries to address in terms of giving the right kind of project updates. And in fact, we are probably good in English as well. We give good English, good English updates, which is probably ambiguous, because a developer will come to me and say 50% done, and his 50% or her 50% may not be my 50%. So
That's right.
so I can.
And sometimes that's not necessarily the 50% that's tracked in the project management tool as well,
True,
right?
true,
And so
true.
servicing the actual data from those tools actually means that, okay, you're adding commentary around it and actually translating what you actually mean with that
Okay.
too. So.
Fantastic, Luke. So, without much taking much time, would you want to show us a demo in terms of the capability of Inform? If you feel free
Yeah,
to share your
absolutely.
screen, and then probably a demo which will help people who are watching this live to understand what Inform can do. Because I see a couple of comments already on the thread saying what can Inform do, and they are actually comparing it with some form builder and all those, which definitely it is not.
That's what
So
I thought too. That's what I
yeah. So
thought. And I was like looking through the page, and I'm like, you know what?
yes,
I gotta jump on this event and see what's because Venke was telling me is like it's one of the good tools, and yeah, I'll Luke, go ahead, share your screen, walk through us through the demo, and we'll see.
Yeah,
yeah. So
perfect.
for people who are watching this, watching this stream, Inform is a project update application. It is not a form builder. Okay, so maybe another 5-10 minutes, you will really know the capability of Inform and what all it can do. So over to you, Luke. I'm now sharing your screen on the live stream. Yes, there you are.
Perfect. Great. So what we see here on the dashboard is the connection to the different project management tools that you're connected to. So this project here is connected to Jira, and within each project or team, you can also set up the active goals as well for your team or your client or your organization. And then you're encouraged to write your next update, kind of get that going. And so those are the three main elements of Inform.io: your project management solution, the goals or your OKRs that you're tracking, and then writing your updates. And when you first jump into the dashboard and when you first log in, you're presented with any new epics or any of the highest level items that have been found in the last sync. So here I've got a new epic from Jira around launching an ad campaign. I can quickly link that to a goal, and I could say that's related to bringing in new inbound leads to our website, right? And so that's kind of me doing my daily task for the day. Before I jump into updates, I'll also touch a bit more on goals and teams. So within a team, like I said at the beginning, you've got your goals here as well. So here we've got 3 set up for this demo. One is bringing in new inbound leads to the website. Another is around achieving record acquisition metrics and reducing bounce rate on your website as well. So going into bringing those inbound leads, and we can see that there's a bit more detail around each of the goals. So active for 6 months, who it's assigned to, and you can assign multiple people to a goal. right? This is really important for larger organizations that may want to be creating some sort of cross-functional team responsible for a goal, or or an agency where it's a couple of people just responsible for a goal as well. You track your objectives and your outcomes, and within the Jira Epics tab, we can see the progress as well. And this will be a snapshot of what's often included in those updates that you send. Each goal as well can have its own set of metrics that you're tracking. And the idea here is that over time, we'll start to integrate with more and more data platforms so that these metrics are continuously being updated. So things like monthly visitors, for example, is a great candidate for the Google Analytics integration. And so you can jump in and you can manually update these as well. I've had metrics around making customer calls, for example. That's something that's not necessarily easily tracked through any data platform, but is something that once a week I can go in and manage as well. And so when you set up all of your metric information, you give it a name, a description, unit. So, this might be dollars or thousands of visitors or what have you, and how you want to summarize those data points. There's also a metric API that we have on offer as well around updating that information as well. So at the moment, metrics can be updated using Zapier or Pabbly Connect, and we'll be adding out additional integrations over time. Each goal as well can also have a set of tasks. So to be honest, not too many people really use tasks. They all have their own project management tools. That's where a lot of that task information tend to live. But if you were just keeping mental notes of how these goals were tracking on a weekly basis and wanted to include specifics into your updates, you can do that here as well. And then for each goal, you've also got a running commentary of all of the past comments that you've made. And so here we can see previous updates. And so scrolling through this, I can see that there's updates here from August. And so you can go through and say, okay, cool, how have we been tracking with this goal over time? Are we saying the same thing over and over again? And are things drifting, or are things actually progressing at a good rate? And so I've used this a number of times to just say, okay, we've been saying the same thing for 3 weeks now. It's really not good. And yeah, going from there. Jumping over to updates. These updates are more of an email that gets sent, or a Slack message, a very rich Slack message that gets sent once a week. So the idea is that you come in here once a week and you compose what is an internal newsletter. So not a form builder, an internal newsletter to inform your team, your organization, your clients, right? And so from here, the idea is you jump in, update your metrics, or just make sure that they're all current. And then you just outline what happened this week. You can format all of the text, and then you can also include information from your project management tools as well. So we can say launching the airline aggregator ad campaign that is stuck in to do at the moment, or we may not want to include anything from Jira this week. So you can choose to include that as well. Or you might have goals where they are just simply, you might have had stuff that was built and you transition into just monitoring how it's performing live, right? So you might be tracking things like signups or a total number of paying customers, and you're keeping track of that week to week. Is it going up? Is it going down? What's the so what in that information? And is that a good thing? What are you doing next week to keep impacting those numbers? Or you might be just looking at something like reducing the bounce rate of the website, for example, where you're just monitoring it and providing that additional commentary there as well. And so when you're ready to publish, you can choose to send an email, and this will send an email to the email recipients configured for this project and team. You can quickly manage that as well. You can generate a shareable link for yourself, so you can share the link with others, and yeah, go from there. And I'll just do that now. So when you send the email, it goes off, and when that's all sent, then you start tracking the engagement stats as well of that email. So again, this is something that has often troubled me. I would invest all of this time once a week in pulling all of the data from all of the different sources of information, the project management tool, write this massive weekly update around how we've been tracking, send it out, and then have no idea how many people have actually read it or opened the email. And so this information here does eventually populate with email delivered, delivery stats, how many times it's been opened, how many of the links were clicked through, how many people viewed the update page as well to leave comments. And then on the right here, we see a preview of the actual email that was sent. So you've got your own colors and branding. You can also upload your logo on the right. And then you see how all of those metrics and all of those updates appear. So imagine receiving something like this for your organization, or sending something like this to your clients. You get a sense of what are those key metrics that you're monitoring, how do they relate back to those goals, what's the commentary that goes with them. And having all of that information fed into one place as a starting point means that you're never starting from a blank canvas when you're writing up those updates. And so an update like this, I've really promoted trying to keep these to each week to about the length of a tweet. That way, there, if you follow that formula, you can write an email like this and send it out within 15 minutes. Right. And so I've been doing this, like I say, in my day-to-day role as a product manager. And I'm saving about 4 hours a week in no longer having to go to as many meetings just to present the same information over and over again. What's also been really awesome is meetings that I have had to go to, everyone's had the same level of information. And so we're always starting from the same starting point when we're going into those meetings as well. So that's kind of the updates from there. Just touching on teams and what's currently within teams. So a team could be a group of people internally working together on something, or a team could also be quite similar to that of a client. So that might be a one-to-one mapping. You might have your client set up as teams here as well. And so if we just use this marketing team example, here we've got all of the team details, the colors, logos, branding included on the email updates. You can set up your team members. So these would be people who can log into the platform to create these updates, right? So if you're the one that's managing updates for your clients, you would add yourself as a team member here. And then for each of the integrations that you have enabled, you can also configure the settings for those as well. So things like the Jira settings, projects that you're connected to. So you can be connected to multiple Jira projects if you want. We also send a daily digest of everything that has moved and been updated within Jira as well. And the same applies to Trello and Azure DevOps as other project management solutions that we integrate with as well. And for the email recipients, these are the people who would receive the update when it's published. And you've also got the Slack channel settings as well, where those Slack messages would go when publishing those updates too. And then looking at the integrations, very heavy on the project management front at the moment. So Atlassian Jira, Trello, Azure DevOps. We are looking at integrating into more project management tools as well. Slack Teams is coming soon, and we like I mentioned before, when you wanted to integrate into the metrics, you can plug into Zapier Pabbly Connect until we offer additional more native integrations. So definitely sign up to Enform.io, keep the integration requests coming, and that does help weigh up the priorities as well around what's coming out. So their integrations appearing every couple of weeks at the moment. So the feedback from these communities is actually really, really important. Not much to show within billing. It's just a summary of the billing state of the account, how many users you have, and if you do need help getting set up, there are a number of support articles, videos, things like that, where I kind of run through how to get started in as little as 5 minutes, the connection into all of the different project management tools, and then best practices around sending out those updates. Feedback as well, like I've said, more than open to all the feedback from these communities as well. So here is a snapshot of the product roadmap, and definitely feel free to keep those requests coming in. So that's a really quick whistle stop tour of the platform. Any questions from the audience?
Actually, there are plenty of questions, so let's get to the questions before. Okay, but before I get to the questions, Luke, so I for one of my product, I kind of pitched to my VC, and I tried to solve world hunger problem, and I was trying to explain that for 5 minutes. Then he said that if you can't explain your solution, within probably 2-3 sentences, which I can understand, you actually fail. The reason that I'm bringing that up here is, after going through the demo, it looks like, we have few more people who still do not know what Inform can do. Okay, so just to clear that, can I ask you two questions? Number one, who is the target for Inform? Whom do you think should use Inform?
So
Okay.
for software development agencies where you're communicating progress and status updates to clients.
Fantastic.
Yep. And
Okay,
the second group, leaders within large organizations where internal communication can be a bit of a nightmare. So I think 200 plus employees.
Brilliant.
So those would be the two groups.
Okay. So okay, now I mean, what problem does it solve? Yes, it is all about communication, but there are plenty of communication medium and ways to communicate. So what is so special about communication through Inform? Just in very simple terms.
Yeah, so it's data driven, and it pulls in
Okay.
all the information from your from all the various sources. So like your project management tools, your data analytic platforms, and it keeps you focused on what the client objectives are or what the
Brilliant.
business objectives are. Yeah.
Okay, so I
I have
understand it's a
one question.
data-driven communication. Sam, I'll close it and then you can. Okay, so where do I get these metrics from? And if I have to get these metrics, one is you need to set goals as well. Okay, so can I set all those goals within Inform and collect metrics in this as well? Because I saw that you can integrate with Asana or Jira. You can do Zapier integration, etc. So which means that I can pick it up from my project management tools or whatever it may be. So can you just throw some light on that, saying, okay, it's a process. I know that if it has to be data driven, you need to set goals and then you have to track. So can I do everything? And probably that gives me an idea. I mean, putting on my HR hat, can I also do performance management appraisal using Enform as well? So can you just I mean explain this part? Okay, Sam. I think I asked your question. That's why I interrupted you.
You did. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's fine. So I guess all the data is coming from the other tools. That's okay. So yeah, I get that. Um, there was another thing. I think let me check. If so, is it like it's not a PM tool, or is it a PM tool?
It's not.
It's not, right?
No, it's not. It's more of a. I don't want to use the word communication either, because when you talk communication tools, minds immediately go to Slack
Yeah.
and other chat based tools. But it's more of a I want to call it like an alignment tool, or where you are being really laser focused on the goals and the objectives,
True.
and you're sending out that information to a broad audience. And so you're keeping the team, you're keeping the client aligned on what's been agreed, right?
Okay.
And the progress that you're making through that.
Okay.
So
So from
I
a
can.
user perspective, Luke, I did send a couple of reports through Enform. When I was trying it out for a new client of mine, it reduces a lot of my ambiguity, because the moment I put numbers, it becomes a lot more factual, and also I'm able to track it a lot better in terms of where my project is going or where my work is going. That's what is a benefit that I've seen, having used Enform a little, probably in the last 3 weeks that I've been using it.
Yeah.
Okay, so going back to my question, so is it? I mean, can you just summarize, saying that where do I get the data from? Can I set goals within Inform itself, or should I use some other tool? I mean, yes, there are native integration. There is Zapier and Pabbly integration as well.
Yeah.
Where does Inform sit in the whole ecosystem of project management, communication, and updates?
Yeah, good question. So you create the goals in Inform, right?
Okay.
So there's no immediate integration required to create those goals. So you create those goals within Inform itself, and so that way there you kind of keep everything within here. So you can create these goals for teams, give it a name, assign it to different users. What's the objective and what are those outcomes that you're trying to achieve, right? So these goals here are very akin to that of OKRs. So if you have OKRs within your organization, you could reflect all of those in here.
Brilliant.
And those metrics would be set up as your key results.
Fantastic. So I define the OKR and bring the OKR here.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right.
So okay, I think let's go to the questions from the thread. Uh, okay, and this is a typical question: do you offer CNAME, so that and white labeling, so that people do not know it is Enform? So are you planning to offer the user CNAME and white labeling?
Yeah, so CNAME white labeling, that has come up a couple of times. That is on the roadmap. There haven't been anyone who's purchased a lifetime deal that's requested it or pushed it really hard. So I'm still waiting for the first real customers to come on who can demonstrate that need.
Fantastic.
But that is something that the platform is capable of, for sure.
Brilliant. Okay, so again, this is a question from Raghu, who is asking, does it have OKR?
Yeah, so the goals that you set up are almost exactly the same as what you would do for OKRs. And yeah, you track those, and your metrics would be your key results.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, Mohammed Kuram has asked one more question. It's again, it's about integration. Do you offer integration with Microsoft Project, Microsoft Planner, or Aura PM?
Yeah, not yet. Not yet. So you can see we've started integrating into the Microsoft ecosystem as well with Azure DevOps, Microsoft Project and Planner. It was something that are on the roadmap as well.
Okay,
So yeah, as those requests start bubbling up, that's awesome. Aura PM is not on the roadmap just yet.
fantastic. So that's Mohammed. I hope he answered your question. Let me look at the other group as well. Okay, so can this mail again? It's I think it's related to not. I think it's related to white labeling as well. So can the mails go from my domain instead of Inform? How does it do? I mean, does it go from
Mm.
Inform email ID or does it go from my email ID?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I was asked that just last night as well, actually. Um, so yeah, the emails are sent at the moment from Inform, so it appears as your name and then via Inform in brackets. So we are looking at how we can better extend the email capability so it does come from you. Just making sure that we get all the tracking back as well, because that engagement report is actually really powerful as well. So actively looking into that one at the moment.
Brilliant. I think that's pretty much the questions that has come from, and I think uh, Luke is again. There is some amount of people don't seem to really understand what this application is. That's why I wanted this demo. While I was able to appreciate it, when I went through it, it was just fairly interesting. But the thing is, I have a problem in terms of making my team adapt to it. Okay, because I have a 30-member team, and the moment I said, hey, this is another software, you need to give a status, etc., the only thing that they said is, one more application and one more application where we need to update the data. So
Yeah.
I mean, that resistance is always there to change. But this is not a change. It is yet another application that they need to use. Yes, you have provided good integration. In fact, my team uses Jira, so the integration was native, so we did not have any problem. But still,
Mhm.
they need to log into another application and do it. Okay, there's a project management tool. In fact, we recently we adopted do, which is an estimation tool. So estimation tool, a project management tool, now a communication tool, and in between we have noisy, which is like Slack. Okay, so
Yeah.
all these are there. So yes, again, you need to set goals in Inform, etc. So probably, I'm just sharing my thoughts as a user. Probably,
Mm.
yes, you are doing various integration, etc. But somewhere I think, if there is a seamless integration where I really don't have to log into this, automatically it pulls the data and generates a report for me. I think
That's yeah, that's definitely the dream state.
yeah,
When I think about the product vision and a lot of the feedback coming in at the moment, um, I've had a number of people say it would be great if it could just do this for me.
yes,
Where I get a prompt at the end of the week saying, "Here's all of the metrics for the week in relation to the goals. Here's everything that's moved." That's it. That could be the only thing you get, and if you're okay with that, then you send that on to the client, and that's fine. So looking at ways to kind of make it much easier to pick up and adopt as well, when it just acts as a like collation and presents information
mm,
in a digestible format for clients, right? We do use so many tools at the moment. We drown in so much data.
true,
All of them have dashboards, right? But how do you take all of that information
yes,
and
yes,
translate it into something that's client friendly, what are the three key metrics that I'm really interested in? What's the extra one line of commentary that translates that number into human language?
True.
And so making it really easy to just jump in once a week at the moment is very front of mind.
Yeah.
And so the goal is to keep these updates to be something that you jump in and do once a week, 15 minutes. That's kind of the target. And that's one of the key metrics that I'm monitoring as well, around how long does it take for people to create these updates and hit send. How is it staying true to that 15-minute best practice that we've been pitching?
Yeah, fantastic. In fact, I think people who who have implemented or who know about OKR will really find Inform to be very useful, because as an organization we have implemented something called Fitbots for our OKR, and I was able to relate to Inform very easily, because also the kind of attractive pricing that that you are giving, in
Mm,
terms of the plan and all those things. In fact, you've been I mean, it's a very generous subscription plan that we have. So that way, it was very easy for me to adopt. But somebody who have really not who do not know this, probably it's a little difficult for them to understand what Inform can do and what it is capable of doing.
mm,
So I mean, that's something that I really wanted to mention here, because in private, a couple of people are pinging me and saying, what is it, what can it do, what problem can it solve, etc. Maybe I think we need to uh, change the messaging a little. That's probably a learning that you need to take, because we
yeah,
have
for
a
sure.
fairly good set of people, and the people who are on the live are also um, fairly knowledgeable when it comes to these kind of tools, etc. So if it is probably a little difficult for them to understand what this tool can do, I think somewhere we need to change our messaging a little. I think
Mm,
that's a feedback that I wanted to really share it with you, because
You think it's
personally I
the
feel that Inform is a lot more capable tool. Again, I mean, for my use case, yes, I really liked it. In fact, that is why I approached you to ask. But somewhere I think there were people misunderstanding this product, or probably they were not even looking at this product, because one, the name form made people believe that it's a
that's
form builder, and the
mm,
other thing is, oh, yet another project management tool. Okay, we
yeah,
are bored. We have plenty, we have handful, or probably we have already implemented something very strongly within the organization, so there is no space for it another project management tool.
yeah,
But
yeah.
like
That's
how
true.
an estimation tool sat very nicely with my project management tool, I believe Inform also sits on the other side.
Yeah.
I mean, so I think that messaging needs to change a little. So Sam, over
Mm,
to you.
Yeah, I was actually about to say the same thing, but you got it. I think
I,
it's the name. I think I thought it was some sort of form builder or something. Then I thought it was a PM tool. I think I like the domain name. That's for sure. I think it's probably holds some value now. But I think it's the domain name that people like think it's just a form builder or something like that. So
yeah,
that
yeah.
for me. And what else, Vicky? Do we have anything
I think
else?
we are done with the question, and let's move to the most I mean, avoided part of the live session, to the giveaway. I mean, part. So I already noted down the name of people who all have commented. I'll give you another 30 seconds if you are on the live, and if you have not commented, please do comment or even ask a nice question, so that you are eligible for a giveaway. And Luke has been very very generous, and he's also said that most interesting feedback or a query will also get a giveaway. So I mean, it has to be really interesting, not just commenting would be eligible for that. But definitely there's a random giveaway as well, for all those who are present in this live session. And as always with BringAgain and Alston's group, you need to claim your code. Okay, you need to claim your code. I mean, while in the live session, I mean, to be an eligible winner. So I think there is somebody else who's resonating with whatever is. Yes, Enform literally makes us to think as form builder. Maybe name change is required. Uh, See, these are feedbacks from the community.
Hmm.
You take a judgment call in terms of what is valid and what is not. Ultimately, because you would definitely have a vision, and ultimately, if you're not able to attract our customers, you know,
I'm
we need
actually
to
curious
rethink.
why would he why would you come up with the name Inform? Like,
Yeah,
is there some story behind that? We would like to know actually.
no,
That will make sense.
let me guess it. I think probably Luke wanted it to be Inform, and probably Inform was not available. I said, okay, let me change it. So Inform
That's
seems to be
that's
nice
pretty
when it
much
comes.
it. That's pretty much
Yeah,
it, right? Is to keep your organization and your clients informed. Um, and instead of the I version wasn't available. Swap out a few letters, see what's available, and hey presto, you got some magic in there. So
okay.
yeah.
Okay, so I mean, this is another question from Kurram. While sending updates via Inform, can we customize HTML or CSS for email? So the previous one was about our custom domain, but this one is about
Mhm.
can I design the email that goes?
Not you don't have too much control over the email, so you can upload a logo for the header and change the colors and branding. That's about it. Everything else is hard coded. Um, I'd love to work with them to understand what level of customizations would be desired, and we can go from there.
Okay. So look, before we get on to the giveaway part, do you have a public roadmap that people can go and see as to how Inform is going to grow?
Yeah. So I can share the link
Yes, please. Can
after.
you just share the link
Yeah,
on the comment or then the private chat so that that can be beamed to everybody?
yeah, that's cool.
Or would you want to walk us through the roadmap, very quickly without taking much time?
Um, yeah, I can take you through the roadmap now.
Whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah, I've got it up. That's cool.
Okay, so this is the roadmap, right?
Yeah. So the roadmap's available on the main website. Also links directly from within the product as well. So we're using Product Row
Can you
for
just share the link in the private chat? You will see a chat in
oh
the bottom. So can you
yeah
just share it with me so that I can put it on all the groups?
yeah there you go.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, you can go ahead explaining.
Yeah, so we've got two things in flight at the moment. So one is another integration with Master Task and allowing metrics to be grouped and summarized by week. A number of planned integrations as well. So this would be tackled in the following order. So um, uh, integration with Google Analytics, automating that first draft of updates. So going back to the earlier discussion around making it really easy for people to jump in once a week within 15 minutes, send stuff out. ClickUp has come up a couple of times, GitLab, Nifty PM, and then summarizing updates from multiple teams as well. So if you did have multiple teams and sending updates as a receiver of some of that information, you may want that aggregated as well. And then currently we're looking into integrations with social channels, so Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, really allowing people to pull over those metrics to track and measure engagement with posts, ad spend, you name it. Those are other things that clients are quite interested in as well. and then a richer display of those metrics. At the moment, during the demo, we saw there was just a number, but you may want to track like bar charts or pie charts or line charts over time as well. And setting targets on those metrics, and then starting to integrate into other CRM type platforms like HubSpot, like Salesforce as well. So
Fantastic.
that's the roadmap in a nutshell. And so there's I think about it in a few different ways. One's kind of that core product experience and making that as easy to use as possible, really guided by making it as quickly, making those updates as quick as possible to produce. Integrations into those project management tools, and then integrations into all of the other data type platforms. So your Google Analytics, your social platforms, your CRMs, to really just pull in more information, and all of that stuff will start to power those metrics within Enform.
Brilliant. Okay, so that's an interesting roadmap. In fact, okay, so okay, now we'll go to the random pick for the giveaway. Before that, Luke, may I request you to choose one query or comment which you believe deserves a giveaway from your side.
Yeah, sure.
You can just read out the comment. I will, if the name is not there, I'll let you know. You know who it is.
Yeah, so I love the question around being able to customize the HTML CSS for the email.
Okay, fantastic. So that is from Kurram Mohammed. I mean, is this the question that you are speaking about? While
That's the
sending
one, yeah.
updates via Inform, can we customize HTML, CSS for email? Is this right?
Yep, that's the one.
Okay, so Kurram Mohammed wins one code for the best query. So, Kurram, if you are on the live session, please comment and claim your code, and then reach out to me later so that I can get you the code from Luke.
Mm,
So
mm.
please comment and claim your code.
Okay, I think it was on BringAgain group. Let's see.
Yeah, he was on Bring Again group. Kurram, you need to claim it now.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
okay,
he
he
did.
claimed it.
Yes, he did.
So Kurram has
Guru is
claimed it.
here.
So he's there
Congratulations.
on the live session. Okay. So we'll go for one random giveaway winner as well. Now I've added all the names who have been on this session. Let me share my screen. Luke, you can stop sharing your screen so that I can share mine. Okay, so this is it. So because Kurram has already won, I'm removing his name. Okay, so these are the people who have been
Your
on the.
screen is not shared, huh? Just letting you know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Can you?
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah, got it. Yes. So I
Can you
I
get
just
them?
removed Kurram's name because he's already won a giveaway. So one last time we'll see if there are any comments that I missed. No. Okay, that's it. So let's go for the spin. So Luke and Sam, can I go ahead and spin?
Yeah,
Yeah,
go for
go
it.
for it, buddy. Go for it with the music.
Chaitanya, Chaitanya.
Yeah, Chaitanya, it is
It
this
has to
time.
stop there, man.
His luck has come
Yes.
back. Yes, no, Joe.
I'm so glad,
Oh,
man. It looks like I myself won this. At last. Chaitanya, please claim your code. I know you are online. Please claim your code.
come
You're
on.
online on both the streams. So you've been such an awesome
Let's see.
support for us. Please claim your
Let's
code,
see.
Chaitanya.
He's not been winning, for last few.
I know,
Uh,
that's what. I mean, I wish he's there, yeah.
let's see. Uh, if he doesn't claim it, I'm sure he will have a good excuse.
No, it's generally not like that. Yeah, he's always there.
Yeah, he's there, but I don't know. I don't see any comments. Oh yeah, he's there. He just replied
He's
hello.
there. Is that from is it
Yeah,
from
it's
him?
from him. Yeah, he just replied hello.
Which stream?
Bring again. I'm here.
Okay, I'm not able to see that.
Yeah, I
Ah,
see that.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
from
I
the
got it. I got
server.
it. I got it. So China is the winner after a long time. Chaitanya, I'm so happy that you won this. I'm so glad because a
It's all good.
lot
It's
of
all good.
people have been envious of you because you've been winning regularly. But off late, I did not see your name at all. So I'm so happy, Chaitanya. Reach out to me and Kuram Mohammed and Chaitanya. Please reach out to me. I'll help you get your code from Luke. Okay. So if there are any other questions or any feedback, please put it on the thread. Ivan, you're just a little late, Ivan. You just missed it by a couple of minutes. So please watch the deferred.
He just came, says, "I'm here too."
Yeah, yeah.
I thought maybe he thought even. Yeah. Okay, no
Okay,
worries.
so
Sorry,
so
keep going.
please keep your questions coming on the thread in whichever platform that you're watching, be it LinkedIn or Facebook or YouTube. And Luke is there present in all the threads. He will be very glad to answer all your questions, even at a later time. And he's promised to look at the thread for at least a week so that, any question that come up, he will be answering it personally. So thank you everybody for watching us live. And I mean, as always, we typically want this session to be for 30 minutes, and with your questions and other things, it goes on for an hour. Thank you, Luke, for your time, and all the very best for an amazing launch. I mean, it's a fabulous product, but somehow, I think it still needs to receive that kind of response from people. And I'm sure
Yeah,
that
that's right.
this session would probably help you in reaching to the right kind of audience and customers. And I'm sure that there are two worthy winners of the giveaway as well. Both are very I mean, in fact, the kind of questions that has come from Kuram makes me believe that these giveaways are landing with the right person. And Chaitanya also has been very active, and he would be I mean, the kind of feedbacks that you would get from him would be very, very worthwhile for your product. So I think two worthy winners of giveaway.
Yeah,
So
that's
all the very
awesome.
best to you, Luke. So any closing comments from you, Sam and Luke, so that then we'll close the live.
I would say,
Um,
if yeah, go ahead, Luke. I'll let you speak. It's go ahead, Luke.
No, I just really appreciate all the feedback, all the questions coming in as well. So yeah, thanks everyone who's watching. Do keep firing those questions through. As Venki said, I'll be keeping an eye on those threads and answering those questions long after this. So yeah, keep them coming through, and do sign up for a trial and grab yourself a lifetime deal. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Thank you, Luke, for
Yeah.
joining and
Thank you. Thank
for
you. See
this
you again
the
sometime
giveaway.
next week with
I wish you luck. See you guys.
Cool, thanks.
Okay, thank you, people. It's been you've been kind to us as always. Look forward to another interesting session sometime during this week or the next week with yet another amazing founder and amazing product. Thank you so much.